Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys Magic. This is Hunter, Steven, and Shane. Say what up, boys.
What up,
What's
boys?
up? Oh.
You get screwed, dude.
Usually you go after me.
What's up, nerds?
Well, welcome, guys.
We are back. This time, the final spoilers for Phyrexia all will be one. It is January 26th, 2023. And as always, they kind of just released the last rare of the set and a bunch of commons. So we'll be talking about the last rare, a couple commons, and then, as always, we go through the cards we may have missed on the subreddit and the top 3 most liked cards based on you guys liking them on Instagram. So, let's start us off with the last rare of the set. This is Red Sun's Twilight. Red Sun's Twilight is X and 2 red for a sorcery. It says destroy up to X target artifacts. If X is 5 or more, for each artifact destroyed this way, create a token that's a copy of it. Those tokens gain haste. Exile them at the beginning of the next end step. Steven, what do you think of this card?
Card's amazing, dude. Like, why? I mean, this is probably one of my favorites, if I'm honest with you.
Why?
Because I basically built that Kibu deck around artifact destruction, and this would be phenomenal.
It is. It's a very good card into Kibu. Shane, what do you think?
Why does it have haste? This is an artifact creature?
Yeah, in case they're artifact creatures.
Okay. I was like, we don't need haste on that, but okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that seems like a way to go. Maybe not infinite, but a way to make some cool combos happen.
No, you could easily go pretty infinite with stuff like this, man.
Well, you said pretty infinite, so.
I mean, there's definitely ways to get infinite mana with red, for sure.
I know.
And then you can infinitely, untap and tap something that could make everything an artifact, and then bada bing, bada boom, dude. You're making copies of everything.
So for 7 mana. Yeah, okay.
Is this better than Vandal Blast?
I think it's two sides of the same coin, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, Vandal Blast, all the overloading for the 5. I mean, at the end of the day, you're destroying everybody else's shit except for yours. But the downside is you don't get the copy. So I mean, I'll be honest with you. I might run both.
Yeah,
you're a madman.
This is you have to pay into how much you destroy, right?
Yes.
Whereas Vandal Blast is just a 5 mana destroy everything your opponent's on.
Yeah, but how often are you going to destroy? I mean, okay, cool. So maybe they get to keep like, a mana rock or 2. But like at this point, like if you're destroying at least 5, let's say you're just putting into the 7 just to get the copies, you're going to go ahead and at least remove some of their main keepers, you know what I mean?
It's true, but you don't get to keep those tokens.
No.
That's the only bummer. In a way, this can replace itself, right? You're destroying people's things, and then let's say you're destroying a bunch of mana rocks, and then you can use those mana rocks.
Yep. They stick around till the end step.
It's true. Overall, Red Sun's Twilight, pretty interesting card. Moving on, we have Prologue to Phyresis. Prologue to Phyresis is 1 and a blue. For an instant, it says each opponent gets a poison counter. Draw a card.
Dang. I wish
indeed.
This was not blue.
It's pretty good.
Only because I'm building that deck right now. This is pretty good, dude.
Yeah,
this is really good.
This also goes into Atraxa.
Okay, you just keep saying Atraxa because it's poison. I get it. And you're right.
And you're right. Yeah, dude.
This card's great, dude.
2 mana. Everybody gets every opponent gets a poison. Draw a card.
Yeah.
That's solid, man.
That's what you call value.
Welcome to Value Town. Is it too cheap, though, is the question.
What does that even mean?
This is going to be stupidly great, dude. Because any kind of deck in blue or red, like if you run any kind of stuff like that where you're copying spells, this is going to be fantastic, dude.
Yeah, I completely agree. But I mean, should this have cost 3 mana?
Don't say that.
Should it have?
No, don't say that.
Why? It's a question. The card's been printed. It's not going to. Should it?
I know. No, guys, this is great. As a blue player, I approve.
It's instant too, which is.
Could you imagine this with any broken dual caster mage combo?
Yeah. Just copy the spell how many times?
Just 10, dude. Just kill him. Oh my god. I love this set.
This is just a common too, by the way.
I know, man.
This should have been uncommon at least. I don't know. This card's pretty wild.
Big fan.
Tameo. Yeah. Is that Tameo? I'm pretty sure it's Tameo. Maybe. Maybe not.
I'm not gonna say yes or no.
Hey, Steven, we have a new Myr. This is Myr Kinsmith. Myr Kinsmith is 4 generic mana for a 3/1 artifact creature Myr. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a Myr card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. What do you think of Myr Kinsmith?
I think it's really good, especially since some might be building a Myr tribal deck with the new guy.
Hey, man, are you teasing that for the channel?
Shh.
All right. I like it. I like it a lot. What do you think of this, Shane? Little Myr tribal friend?
I was gonna say, unless you're obviously playing Mirror, this card's dumb. But in the one deck that Steven's gonna be playing, yeah. Go fetch up a Mirror, put it in your hand. Seems okay.
Hey, man, they're trying to make Myr's thing.
No, I know.
I mean, they have been a thing for a little bit, just as mana dorks and a little card that you can put in your deck every once in a while. They're
Yeah.
really pushing Myrs. Myrs are here.
Love it.
Moving on to Charge of the Mites. Charge of the Mites is 2 and a white for an instant. It says choose one. The first mode says Charge of the Mites deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature or planeswalker. And the other mode is create 2 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Mite artifact creature tokens with Toxic 1, and this creature can't block. Can I just say, in this artwork,
Yeah.
mites are massive for some reason.
I was about to say, nowhere on this card does it say that the mites get bigger. Very confused.
That was the thing that people were saying in the subreddit is, I thought mites were tiny.
Unless the thing he's killing is super small. Maybe those are like super small little creatures that the mites are killing.
People said those are like Myrs that they're killing, which Myrs aren't that small.
Okay, then never mind. I'm just saying, hey, maybe they're little ants to mites. I don't know. Art's sick though, dude. Why do they have human teeth? I have questions.
Your questions are valid. Steven, what do you think of Charge of the Mites?
I don't think anybody's using that first mode.
Why not?
I don't know, dude. It's pretty stupid.
You got a bunch of
Good.
mites though. You can slap someone around.
You can slap a creature or a
Or a
planeswalker.
planeswalker. Yeah.
But I mean, if you're dealing that much damage because you have that many mites, why don't you just fucking attack the planeswalker?
Well, maybe you're gonna attack the creature that's gonna block for the planeswalker.
But I have so many mites, so what does it matter?
Maybe. Okay, you want to do hypotheticals? You have enough to deal lethal perfectly to the planeswalker.
Hey, every time you talk, you're in fucking magical Disneyland. Why can't I?
Hey,
Shut
man,
up,
if
let's
you're
move
running
on.
like a token deck, say Boros, for instance, got a bunch of tokens on the field, you can deal damage based on how many tokens you have.
To a creature or planeswalker.
That's correct. I don't know. Charge of the
All right,
Mites,
it's a limited card, dude, for sure. Let's say that.
interesting card. Weird artwork. And the last card we're going to be talking about that came out today is Blazing Crescendo. Blazing Crescendo is 1 and a red for an instant. It says target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn. Exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Another common card, instant. That's pretty good.
This card totally reminds me of Light Up the Stage, man. And that was seen a lot in Standard, so I can see this in Standard 100%.
Yeah, there's also Reckless Impulse, which is currently in Standard that exiles up to 2 cards. You can play them until your next turn.
Then I think you'll see this card.
Here's the fun part about this card. Those two were both sorceries. This is an instant.
That is actually good. Well, I hope it's an instant. It's a combat trick.
I was going to say, it's a combat trick on top of additional card advantage.
Yeah. I like it.
Pretty wild. Steven, what do you think?
It's good, man. I mean, +3/+1 till end of turn, and then you get to see the top card of your library, and you can play it next turn or that turn. I mean, what is there to hate?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Blazing
I think
Crescendo.
this slots into like Prosper. What was that? Fouled Horn.
Faldorn.
I love that deck, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So let's move on to the top 3 cards we missed. We didn't talk about that weren't rare or mythic. Again, this kind of spoiler cycle was a little different, so we did talk about commons and uncommons. So we did hit some of the bigger heavy hitters, but these are the top 3 that we didn't hit, starting with number 3. This is Tainted Observer. Tainted Observer is 1, a green and a blue for a 2/3 creature Phyrexian bird. It's got flying and toxic 1. It says whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2. If you do, proliferate.
That ain't no fucking bird, dude.
I say I don't know what the hell I'm looking at.
Well, you're looking at Tainted Observer with a very powerful effect of creatures entering, you just pay 2 to proliferate. Pretty good.
That is extremely good.
Yeah.
That's a good card.
Very good card. Got flying to evade, hits in with that toxic already, and then you could just kill someone poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Just what Simic needed. Another fucking great card. Cool.
Too bad this is with
Sounds
blue, man.
salty.
I hate
Hold on.
Simic.
What?
They think they're
Man.
better than me.
You're talking to
Alright,
an
this-
Ivy player. Watch out.
Yeah, this is gonna be a dead conversation. Let's keep going.
Talk about the card, Shane. What do we think?
I mean, like I said, this card. I wish it wasn't blue because I want to put it in the toxic commander deck that I'm looking at right now. Because this is amazing. It does it literally does everything you want to do if you're playing toxic. It has toxic. It has evasion, and it has a way to proliferate all in one card.
Yeah, very
It's
good
amazing.
card. It's going to
All
be
right, Shane,
really,
I got a
really
plan.
good and limited.
What's the plan?
All right, so you're gonna get this card, right?
Okay.
And you're gonna take a piece of tape
Ooh. Okay.
and you're gonna put it over the blue on the card.
What about the background that's like half blue as well, though?
I mean, flavor.
Good card, Hunter. Good card.
It is a good card. Moving on to the number 2 card that we missed. This is Scheming Aspirant. Scheming Aspirant is 1 and a black for a 1/3 creature, Phyrexian Advisor. It says whenever you proliferate, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life.
Is that the new rat commander?
In his hand? I don't know. It looks more like a cat.
Or
Could be
her
a rat.
hand?
Their hand.
I have raised many of my own contenders for the Colosseum. This one will be fearsome one day. Mark my words. So no.
Hey guys, in the comments, let me know if you like when Hunter reads the flavor text.
What a dick. Hey, about this card though, this is going to be really good in a toxic deck.
Oh yeah, it will.
Yeah.
Anytime, any proliferate deck for that matter.
Yeah, I
Dude,
know. I'm just what?
Hey, put this in a Traxa.
Shut up.
Moving on.
Dude, how good would it be in a Traxa though? Every turn you're like, lose 2, I gain 2. Lose 2, I gain 2.
It turns her into a like an aristocrat deck, dude.
Yeah, just what we needed, dude. Atraxa to turn into aristocrats, like she needed another lane to go down. Moving on to the final card from the subreddit that we missed throughout the spoiler season. This is Bring the Ending. Bring the Ending is 1 and a blue for an instant. Counter target spell unless the controller pays 2. And it has a Corrupted, which says counter that spell instead if its controller has 3 more poison counters.
What does that mean?
What do you mean?
Counter that?
They don't have to pay the 2. You just counter it completely.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell? Okay. I'm pretty sure this was top on the subreddit because of the art.
Yeah, the story.
This is definitely telling a horrible part of the story.
I mean, I don't know why the artist made Kaya's hand look like that.
It's blurry, dude.
She's saying no, dude.
With 4 fingers?
Well, 2 of them are okay. You're so
Just for you, Steven, I'm going to read the flavor text.
Okay.
It says, Kaya watched in horror as the illusion vanished from her hands. Jace held the real Silex and had activated it before Phyresis claimed his mind. So as he's being completed, he used the Silex.
Cool.
My
So
boy
Shane,
Jace,
I mean, it's
yeah.
a pretty good card, man. At the end of the day, it's 2 mana for a blue counter.
Yeah.
And obviously, you're putting this into a deck, or poison counters matter.
You could. I mean, yeah, you're probably right. For the most bang for your buck.
I mean, yeah. I mean, why would you put this in a regular deck without poison counters? You know.
The 2-mana counter target spell if you pay 2. I think that card
Or
already
I could
exists somewhere.
just put a counter spell in the deck.
You could. Strictly from standard, though, you only have so many counters that are available to us.
I don't play standard.
So then that doesn't make other opinions invalid, Steven. I love you.
It's true, Steven.
I don't play standard. You got so sad.
This is a make disappear.
Yep.
But
Standard sucks.
Oh, wow.
haterade.
Haterade.
Haterade. But bring the ending. Really cool artwork. Really cool story behind this artwork. And
Yep.
a pretty solid counterspell.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, here we go. The final 3 cards we're going to be talking about. These are the top 3 most liked on Instagram, starting with number 3, going to number 1. Again, these are the most liked on Instagram because we talked about commons and uncommons in some of the previous videos. Because of, again, spoiler season was kind of all out of whack this time around. These are the best 3 that we can come up with that haven't been liked. So, this first one was Incubation Sac. Incubation Sac was 1 green mana for an artifact. This enters the battlefield with 3 oil counters on it. As an ability, we can pay 4, tap it, remove an oil counter from Incubation Sac to create a 3/3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature token, activate only as a sorcery. Continuous creature. What do you think of these cards, Steven?
Stupid.
Stupid. Continuously make 3/3s.
Sure. For 4 mana.
Yeah.
You could just play cooler spells for 4 mana. I don't know, man.
Depends on what you can do with those golems, dude.
This does seem a bit weird, but it's not
It is weird.
continuous because unless you're proliferating, it's just 3 times, right?
I mean, regardless, even if you add the oil counters, you still have to pay 4 mana.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is a bit expensive, but hey, maybe our audience like this because of the art. What do we think of the art?
I mean, yeah,
Art's
it's
great.
pretty crazy.
Slowly just making these golems. Just sitting in a sack.
Whoa.
Hey man, Incubation Sac.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty interesting card. Not bad. Moving on to the number 2 most liked card from our Instagram. This is Rebel Salvo. Rebel Salvo is 2 and a red for an instant. It's got affinity for equipment, meaning this spell costs 1 less to cast for each equipment you control. It says it deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. That permanent loses indestructible till end of turn.
That's a way to get around the what's it called? Those
Indestructible counters.
yeah,
The
the
Dominus
counters.
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dominus. Thank you. I
Art's
was like,
great, dude.
You like this card, Steven?
It's great.
Steven, it only does 5 damage to creature or planeswalker.
Yes, but it's the little second part in there.
Affinity
Loses
for equipment.
I was going to say the indestructible thing, but I mean, yeah, the affinity for equipment's pretty good too.
No, I'm just kidding with you. Yeah, this card is good. I understand, Steven.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. Essentially, you can have this come in if you have equipment on the field for just 1 mana to deal 5 damage and make something lose indestructible.
Yeah.
That is value.
That is value. Hey, you know what? Value Town.
I mean, like
Value
let's
Town.
be honest. Like, let's say you can't. Let's say it's big, right? And it's more than 5 damage that it'll take to kill it. Well, now you're doing that 5 damage and it loses indestructible. So then, for 1 red mana, and then a little bit extra, you could just play a fucking other board wipe.
Right. Or you could do it the other way around because then they probably wouldn't see they're like, oh, I'm gonna block with my creature and oh, it has indestructible. And you're gonna sneak this in because it's instant. Because I think damage would persist until that turn, right?
That's way better than what I said.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, Rebel Salvo, solid card. Also artwork, pretty cool.
Pew pew.
Brass man. And the final card, or should I say cards in this case, that was most liked on our Instagram was the common land cycle of the spheres. Every single one does the exact same thing. So I'm not going to name all of them. But essentially, they come in, they tap for their collective color. And then you can pay 1 and their respective color, sacrifice the land, and draw a card. Every single one. Exact same ability.
So it's a basic land that can draw you a card. That's cool.
It is a basic land. It comes in tap too. That's
Oh,
also
sorry. Never mind. Never mind.
forgot to mention that part. They do come in tapped, so you can't do it right away. But yeah, not bad for a common land cycle. Cool to see card draw in every single color.
Whatever.
Jesus, dude.
Dude, do you like this, Steven?
I
Are
just
you
hate
kidding me?
tap lands. I
You just
really
said
hate
whatever.
tap lands.
You just hate tap
I mean,
lands?
I'm with you. I don't like them either. But
I mean, the card draw is making this like more like a little appealing for me, but I hate tap lands.
All right, we'll talk about the art. What's your favorite art of these 5?
You know, man, I'll say it before, the planes cycle in this set, every single planes I've seen has been an absolute banger. And this one is the same. It's beautiful, dude.
It's pretty cool. Pretty clutch. But yeah, do you have a favorite art here, Shane?
I kind of like the forest, dude.
The Hunter
Boring.
Maze. Oh, thanks, Shane.
Yeah, it's because it has your name in it. No, because it kind of looks like the Mycosynth, but it's like
Yeah.
green.
That's true. I kind of
I
like
like it.
the Dross pits, the black one.
Yeah, that one's cool too. That one looks very like infectious.
Mm-hmm. Very like toxic, some might say.
Oh,
Wow.
And if you notice, each of these lands, if you see in their flavor text, I'm not going to read them all, but they have their respective praetor talking about them. So the
yeah.
blue one says Chincotaxis, green Vorinclex, white Elish Norn, black for Shieldred, and red for Urabrask. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Kind of where they all live, I guess. But that is going to do it. We are done. Spoiler season of Phyrexia all will be won. What is your final thoughts of this set overall, Steven?
Fantastic.
Which
Like it brings back a really fun mechanic for me, like poison, toxic, like infect. All that saltiness is just it really like makes me happy. So
yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how poison fits back in the standard meta, though, right, Shane?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that I was very not shocked, but it's cool to see that they did bring back infect, but they didn't, right?
Right.
They manipulated it to make it more enjoyable for all their players, which is kind of cool to see because it was such a I don't want to say hated, but because Steven loved it and I love it, but it did not make for fun gameplay sometimes. And this kind of feels like it slows it down a little bit, and the whole like corrupted cycle is pretty cool too. So you kind of want to
really, do
what?
we want to take bets, by the way?
Let's take backs, dude.
How many fights are going to be at pre-releases?
I don't think there's going to be fights.
Dude, us nerds don't fight.
Come on, man. We all have the same cards. What are we doing here? Come on, guys. But that is going to do it. Hit that like button if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And in the description, you'll find a link to our Instagram, a link to our Twitter, and a link to our TikTok that is at Guys at Magic for each one. Follow us on those as well. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye bye.
Later.